Hello, Springford. My name is Dr. Kelly DiPietro Edwards, and I am the ninth grade center building principal. Today, we'll be talking about the high school experience and the course selection process. Many of you are familiar with our house system. Our house offices are comprised of a house principal, 2 counselors, a guidance secretary, and a house secretary. This house will start with students of the class of 2027 on their first day of high school in the ninth grade center and follow them through graduation. For the class of 2027, our house principal will be Dr. Rupert. Our counselor for students whose last names start with A through L will be Mr. Blazuziak. Mrs. Chambers is our counselor for students whose last names are M through Z. Mrs. Can is our guidance secretary, and Mrs. Mason is our house secretary. So what's new about high school? The final grades from all courses that students take at the high school level will be calculated into their official grade point average, or GPA. The transcript is the official record of all courses and final grades that students take at high school. This document is provided to colleges and universities when students apply for post-secondary education. In order to be eligible for a Spring-Ford area high school diploma, students will need to earn 22 credits. Many of our students earn a lot more than 22 credits during their time in high school. 22 is the minimum number that is required. We will break down the specific credit requirements in a few minutes. Spring-Ford has both major and minor courses. Major courses are ones that meet 6 out of 6 cycle days and are worth 1 full credit. Minor courses are courses that meet fewer than 6 out of 6 cycle days, and their credit value is either 0.5 or 0.4 credit, depending on how many times the course meets each cycle. Keystone exams are now a graduation requirement. Some students may have already taken the Keystone exam in Algebra 1 or will be taking it this May. We will talk in more detail about this graduation requirement in a few minutes. One of the most important decisions that students and families will make during the course selection process is the decision to take honors level or an AP class. These courses have increased academic rigor, and we'll talk about how to select those courses in just a few minutes. The Western Montgomery Career and Tech Center offers programs for students beginning in 9th grade as well. The high school counselor's role is to enhance the learning process and help transition students to post-secondary life. 9th grade counselors will begin meeting with students in the beginning of next year and will continue to meet with students to discuss course selection and their future career goals. As previously mentioned, students need to earn 22 credits in order to graduate. All courses will be calculated into their official GPA, or grade point average. Midterms and final exams will count as 10% of the final course grade. In order to be academically eligible for extracurriculars, students must have a minimum of 70% in 4 major courses. While our expectation is that students are working hard, passing classes, and earning credits, summer school is provided online at the family's expense. In order to be eligible for summer school, students need to have a minimum grade of 60% and have missed fewer than 25 days of school. This slide shows the breakdown in graduation credit requirements. Students are required to take 4 English credits, 3 history credits, 3 math credits, and 3 science credits by the time they are eligible for a Spring-Ford High School diploma. The remaining 22 credits are in the following areas: 7 elective credits, 0.4 credits of health, which is equal to 1 health class. And students will take PE every year, and each PE class is valued at 0.4 credits, which brings the total of required physical education credits to 1.6 total credits. For our annual requirements, students are required to take 5 major courses, 2 minors, and a PE. Freshman year, students will take English, history, math, and science. They will take 1 or 2 credits of major classes, or they can take 6 major courses and a PE. Our Western Center students are only here for their 4 major classes. As previously mentioned, the Keystone exams are a graduation requirement. Keystone exams are end-of-course assessments and are given at the end of English 9, Algebra 1, and Biology. We do encourage all students to do their best on these exams. The state of Pennsylvania has also developed alternative pathways to graduation. Some of the alternative pathways are a composite score that looks at the Keystone exam, but there are also alternate pathways that do not require the passing or the scoring of proficient or advanced on those Keystone exams. The House Office for the class of 2027 will monitor student performance on the Keystones and other pathways students are eligible for. A student's high school experience should be a mix of academic rigor and involvement in extracurricular clubs, activities, or athletics. We find that students that have the most enjoyable experience in high school are connected to the school community by more than academics. The high school website is a good place to check out our extensive listing of clubs and activities under the Extracurriculars tab on the left side. We encourage students to try a variety of activities. This slide will detail our course selection timeline. Right now, we are meeting to talk about those course options and to talk about the course selection timeline and the course selection process. Our teachers will begin to make their recommendations for which core classes students should take beginning on January 25th. These decisions will be made in conversations with students. Students will be given a course selection sheet that will help guide their decision process as they select their elective area courses. These sheets will be due back to their homeroom teachers by February 2nd. On February 4th, we will release directions to review the teacher recommendations in Skyward. March 7th through 11th begins our override procedure. If you are choosing to take a higher level or a lower level class than your child is recommended, you will have to go through the override process. Additional information will be forthcoming. Throughout this timeline, 8th grade counselors will be able to assist students in their course selection process, talk to them about potential future careers and their interests and their abilities, and help them make informed elective area decisions. June 22nd will be the last day to submit a change request for the 2023-2024 academic year. One of the biggest decisions that students and families have to make at this point is in the course selection process is to decide which area students might want to challenge themselves and take an honors level course. All of our academic courses will prepare students for post-secondary education. Students may want to challenge themselves by selecting an honors level course. Honors courses are more rigorous and require more work. Over the next several weeks, 8th grade teachers will be having conversations with students and making recommendations for courses for next year. Some considerations during the recommendation process include a student's past performance in the content area, work ethic, and self-motivation. In addition to these considerations, some honors level courses have prerequisites. Honors biology requires that students have already taken Algebra 1. Honors level courses will be weighted 5% for the students who earn above a 70% to reflect the increased academic rigor of the course. Honors level classes are inherently challenging, and successful students demonstrate the skills listed here. There will inevitably be academic setbacks. Successful students are able to overcome these challenges and continue to make progress. Successful students know when and how to ask for help. They are able to utilize their resources effectively, both in and out of the classroom. Because of the increased workload that is involved with honors level classes, there is a need for effective time management. Successful students in honors courses are able to manage their time between their academic studies and their extracurricular commitments. This slide shows some of our options to take honors level courses. English 9 can either be taken as English 9 Academic or English 9 Honors. History has 3 options: U.S. History and the Global World, U.S. History and the Global World Honors, or AP Human Geography. Math students will continue to take the next course in their series, which will either be Algebra 1, honors geometry or honors algebra 2, based on the last course they are taking in 8th grade. And science, the options are earth science honors, and biology honors. AP Human Geography is the AP course that is offered at the 9th grade center. This is a college level course that culminates in the AP exam in May. AP level courses are weighted at 7% for final grades above 70%. The prerequisite for this class is a 95% in 8th grade social studies. This slide has additional information regarding the course that you can access via the link. Spring-Ford Area High School offers elective courses in the areas of art, business, some English-affiliated electives, family consumer science, music, technology and engineering, Project Lead the Way, which is a nationally recognized pre-engineering curriculum focusing on application of math and science skills, as well as world language. For students who have an interest in art, we do have a Foundation of Art 1 major. This major level class is one that meets 6 out of 6 cycle days. And it is important for students who have an interest in art to take Foundations of Art 1 major as a 9th grade student. This will allow them to access higher level art classes up to Art 4 or AP Studio Art across the street when they are in the 10-12 center. There are also several minor area art electives. Studio Art Basics will cover drawing, pastel painting, ceramics, pen and ink, sculpture, and color and design projects. Intro to Ceramics Minor is another minor elective area in art. Students will focus on coil pottery, slab construction, tile carving, and sculpture. Intro to Digital Design is another minor level course. This is a digital photography course only. The course includes camera basics and photo composition, photo manipulation with Photoshop software, design layout, and desktop publishing. This elective is offered in grades 9 through 12. So if students do not get into this class their freshman year, there is another opportunity to take the class across the street in the 10-12 building. Business and technology electives. We have minors in Computer Science 1. There is a prerequisite involved where students have to have completed Algebra 1 with at least an 85% and proficient or advanced on the Algebra Keystone exam. This minor area course is also available across the street in the 10 through 12 center. Introduction to Microsoft Office will give students an understanding of Microsoft Word, Excel, Access, Publisher, and PowerPoint. Personal Finance is a major course, a major elective course in business and technology. It will introduce students to savings and checking accounts, investing, banking, stocks, and many other financial topics. Under the umbrella of English electives, we have 3 minor courses. Public Speaking and Debate, which will focus on the key elements and best practices of public speaking. Media Exploration, which will explore various types of writing for the mass media, including news stories, feature articles, critical reviews, television broadcasts, advertising, public relations, and web journalism. And finally, new for the 9th grade center this year is Young Adult Literature, which will help build an appreciation for contemporary literature and encourage critical thinking across the curriculum. Previously, this course had only been offered across the street at the 10-12 center. In Family and Consumer Science, students can take the Family Consumer Science major for 1 credit, which will focus on food and nutrition, sewing, and child development. FCS minor will focus only on sewing, food, and nutrition. Prenatal and infancy will look at development of children from birth to 1 year of age and parenting skills. Finally, clothing and craft will focus on clothing construction, skills and techniques, and craft options. Under the umbrella of music, students can choose to take band as a major. Freshman concert band and instrumental music are minors, and minors are chorus, orchestra as a major or a minor. We have several electives in technology and engineering. Materials and manufacturing is a half-credit minor course, and students will focus on how industrial materials such as wood and plastic are manipulated into useful consumer products. Technology systems is another half-credit minor elective area. Students will use hands-on problem solving and will be required to fabricate several different types of projects. I encourage you to look more deeply at these two courses in the course book. Technology and Engineering elective, Introduction to Engineering Design Honors, is our introductory Project Lead the Way course. This course also has a prerequisite. Students must have earned a final grade of B or above in Algebra 1 and scored a proficient or advanced on the Algebra Keystone exam. For students who are thinking about a potential career in engineering, this is a fantastic option. Additional advanced Project Lead the Way courses that are offered across the street in the 1012 are Principles of Engineering, Design Electronics, and Civil Engineering and Architecture. World language is not a graduation requirement for Spring-Ford. Many colleges and universities like to see that students have at least 2 years of study of the same language at the high school level. While students may be taking the first level of language this year as an 8th grade student, colleges do not consider language study before 9th grade. The 9th grade center offers French 2, German 1, and Spanish 1 and 2. Some students who are not already taking language in 8th grade wait until 10th grade to start their language study, taking the first year of high school to focus on the transition. This is absolutely fine. Level 1 of all 3 languages is offered across the street in the 10 through 12 center. Students who are currently taking level 1 of a language and successfully complete the course should continue on to level 2. 8th grade students have already had a tour of the Western Montgomery Career and Tech Center and have been invited to apply for their 9th grade year. Students are also able to apply in 9th grade for admittance during their 10th grade year. Families who are interested in the Western Center should look at the website. While it is early in high school to be thinking about being potentially a college athlete, we would like to make sure students and families are aware that there are specific course and grade requirements for students who are considering playing Division I or II sports in college. You can find more information in our course book or on the NCAA website. Students should also let their counselor know as soon as possible about their interest. The Future Planning Center is in the 10 through 12 center, and it will help students explore their career interests and continue their post-secondary planning. Students will start visiting the Future Planning Center during their 10th grade year. In order to help students select their courses, they will be given a planning sheet with their options listed. Students are encouraged to review the course book and to have conversations with their families and teachers regarding their course preferences. This form will be due to homeroom teachers by February 2nd. This screen just shows a brief snippet of some of what appears on this course request sheet. Teachers will make recommendations in Skyward. These recommendations will be converted into course requests. Students will be responsible for entering their elective choices. This can be done by logging into Skyward, selecting schedule, and selecting course requests. Students who have applied to the Western Center should select their electives as if they will be in the 9th grade center all day. The Western Center programs can be selected as an alternate request. You can access the alternate requests using the top tab. Again, to review our course selection timeline. On January 25th, teachers will begin to make recommendations in Skyward for students to take honors or academic level courses. Our course book and materials will go live on the website on January 24th, the day prior. I would encourage you to look at this year's or the 2022-23 course book to start having those conversations about the difference between honors and academic level courses and to look at the descriptions in the course book. On February 2nd, the course selection sheet will be due to homeroom teachers. On February 4th, directions will be released to review teacher recommendations in Skyward. March 7th through 11th is our override process, and you will reach out to the current counselor. Throughout our timeline, 8th grade counselors will be meeting to assist students in their course selection process, and June 22nd is the last day to submit a change request. A successful student is one that is able to maximize their time. They communicate with their teachers and their counselor when there is a question or a concern. They surround themselves with good people that are staying focused and working hard, and they take time to try new things and get involved.